I know you guys have been waiting for this showcase to find out, is the new World Heroes missions, Deku and Rody, actually worth it? Are they good enough to perform in VE Tower? Are they good enough to perform in Ultra Arena? Well, today we are going to answer those questions. I have a level 100 showcase for you guys. Let's talk about their kit. As you can see on the advanced leveling, it is completely done. I did not pull any extra copies of this character, so I don't have any of the DX ability board done, so I can't get their advanced leveling any higher than this for right now. If we take a look at their peace route and their basic route, you'll see how far I am on the basic route. I am on board 12. I'm going to try to get this character up to board 13. I'm just doing it obviously without purchasing any mats from the store right now, and so it is taking me a little bit to get them to board 13, but use those double drops weekends like I am and you can get your characters leveled up pretty far on their ability boards pretty quickly. And then for the peace route is completely done to have a level 100 character. With that said, let's take a look at their skills and talk about whether I think they would be good for VE Tower and Ultra Arena based on these skills. So the plus ultra move, Otheon Smash, I love how they changed that for the movie, really good. Deals 650% damage to a single opponent and cancels all of the opponent's temporary cover, allies, and aggro effects. Now that is actually really good, canceling opponents' aggro and effects, but the problem with it is it takes up till turn 3 essentially to be able to use this plus ultra move to be able to cancel their effects. So by turn 3, a lot of times they're not going to be drawing aggro, but in Ultra Arena they will be drawing aggro, for example, if they use Kirishima's action skills correctly in order. But in this specific VE Tower where All Might's going to draw aggro by turn 3, he has like one turn left to draw an aggro, so there's no point of getting rid of aggro because next turn we weren't going to have to worry about it anyways. So it's okay, it's good in Ultra Arena, it's okay in VE Tower, right? And then increases skill impact of all allies by 35% for 3 turns. That's really good, right? Increasing skill impact of all allies by 35%, that is a massive amount. That is really, really good. And then this skill gains Piercing Shot. Piercing Shot is obviously very good as well. It'll be good in this VE Tower because All Might gets extra defense as long as Aizawa's alive. It's good in Ultra Arena, right? You've seen how good Piercing Shot is on Sue. Sue has Piercing Shot on all of her skills, whereas Deku does not on this character, but that's okay. He has it on 2 of the 3, so we'll take that, right? Deals, so for his first action skill, Detroit Smash, he deals 400% damage to a single opponent with a medium chance of stunning the opponent for 2 turns. That's really good. A medium chance becomes a high chance when you land a crit. And then if the opponent has the ability to cover allies or to take aggro, this skill gains Piercing Shot and increases skill impact by 30%. So the reason this skill is so good for VE Tower is because you have a status element here and you also have a technical hit if the opponent can draw aggro. So All Might in this case is going to be able to draw aggro, which means because it says if the opponent has the ability to cover allies or take aggro, this skill gets Piercing Shot. That counts as a technical hit right there. So you have a technical hit and a status element within this one skill. Now talking about Ultra Arena, this is also going to be good for Ultra Arena to get through Kirishimas. Kirishimas just don't exist anymore. Red Kirishima, blue Kirishima, yellow Kirishima, does not matter. They're just, this guy will run through them, and we already had a character really that runs through them, but this is just another character that runs through them. So the time of the defense meta is pretty much completely over, right? And then for the second action skill, Black Whip deals 350% damage to a single opponent with a medium chance of binding the opponent for 2 turns. That's good. That's a status element, right? And then we got the technical hit part right here, and decreases the opponent's skill impact by 30% for 3 turns. So technical hit, status element on this action skill as well. So he has technicals and status elements, which makes him really good, right? He can remove aggro effects, he increases the skill impact of allies, like all very good for VE Tower. And then he has 4 turn cooldowns, which aren't necessarily optimal. It'd be better to have at least 1 3-turn cooldown, but 4 turn cooldowns are still very good and very useful, and you just need to run him alongside another character who can lower action skill cooldown times for 6 turn clears. And then for the first auto skill, Flexible Thinking, When HP is below 50%, shortens character's action skill cooldown time by 3 up to 1 time, increases character's plus ultra gauge by 40% up to 1 time, and gives character the ability to make a last stand for 2 turns up to 1 time. This skill in particular is not going to be very good for VE Tower because hopefully you're not dropping below 50% health, and you don't want to rely on something kind of RNG. Are you going to drop below 50% health or not in VE Tower? So that's not really anything useful for VE Tower. But when it comes to Ultra Arena, that can actually be very useful because getting those 2 last stands is helpful, increasing your plus ultra gauge is helpful, and then lowering your action skill, basically giving your action skills back to you, can also be very helpful. So that is actually really good in Ultra Arena, pretty much useless in VE Tower though. And then his second auto skill, Sober and Honest, every 2 turns increases character's plus ultra gauge by 30% and plus ultra move skill impact by 20%, which is insanely good for VE Tower. Increasing your own plus ultra gauge by 30% and impact by 20%, really good. And it's also of course going to be good in Ultra Arena as well, so if you miss a skill chain, it's not as big of a deal. So this character, I think in VE Tower, is going to be a very useful character. I think you'll see him used. I don't think he'll be like S tier necessarily, but I think he'll be up there, A or B tier. I think he'll be fairly, you know, decent. We'll see when I actually go and place him into the tier list, but I think he'll be okay. And then in terms of Ultra Arena, how do I think he's going to be? I feel like there's better characters, better options than him right now, honestly, for what he does with the piercing shot and stuff like that. Like the AoE meta is kind of just dominating right now, and since he doesn't have AoEs, it's going to limit him on how useful he can be. But I do think he's going to be useful more on defense in a sub slot, or at least that's what I'm hearing from other top Ultra Arena players, is that he's actually pretty good in a sub slot in the defense team. So take that as you will. I will be showcasing him though in a main slot on an attack team, so just keep that in mind. Anyways, we're going to start with the VE Tower. We are going to be taking on the power stage against All Might S difficulty, the middle 4, All Might and Aizawa. Let's see how this goes. Okay, so for this first turn, All Might is not going to draw aggro until he has done his action skill, right? So we are going to be able to target Aizawa to start with, which is who we're going to target. I am going to use Deku's second action skill first instead of his first action skill first, for the reason that his first action skill gets a technical and piercing shot if the opponent is drawing aggro, and since All Might is not yet drawing aggro, we would be missing that technical hit. So Black Whip has a medium chance of binding, which is a status element that's good, right, for 2 turns, and then it also decreases the opponent's skill impact, which is a technical hit. So status element and technical hit possibility right there. We'll go ahead and use our plus ultra gauge up, and then we'll go ahead and use our skill seal with Fantasy Aizawa. We did get the bind, which is nice. And I think Aizawa missed his skill seal right there, but you can see All Might is drawing aggro, so I'll go ahead in here and show you as well. He has cover for 2 more turns. So we have options here, right? But the problem is we don't have... I could use Deku's plus ultra, but we don't have all of our plus ultra, so it kind of throws things off when you're doing a 6-turn clear and you do it like this. So I don't necessarily want to use this plus ultra right here, but basically I could use this right here and get the technical hit and the piercing and possibly get a stun, right, because we're attacking someone who's drawing aggro. Or I could use this plus ultra and I could get rid of his ability to draw aggro, and then we could target Aizawa more and just kill him, because once you kill Aizawa, then you can start doing more damage to All Might. But I am thinking I'm just going to do this first and keep the skill chain going, get the technical hit, get the possible stun, which could help us out, right? And then we're going to go ahead and do this. Another status element, possible stun, and then we'll do this. And hopefully we'll get like a status element landed on this All Might here, but we'll see. We did stun. So, oh, double stun. Okay, we got 2 stuns, so great. Right, that is 3 status elements so far. Now we're going to be able to use our plus ultra, and this is what I was talking about before. You can see he has cover for 1 more turn, so it doesn't matter if we remove his cover this turn with our plus ultra, because next turn he's not going to have it. So like, it's okay in VE Tower, right? 53,000 because of that piercing shot, remember, so you can see how much piercing shot is actually helping, because our other 2 characters are doing like 8,000, so it is actually helpful to have that piercing shot. Can be very, very nice. Now we're going to go ahead and go back to targeting Aizawa. We'll try to get the bind with Deku, try to get the stun with Uraraka, and we'll try to do the skill seal with Aizawa. Got the bind. And we got the skill seal. That should be all of the status elements we need for a 6-turn clear. Now we can go ahead and hopefully just finish up here and kind of kill them. We're going to go ahead and we're going to do... What do we want to do? I think we want to do it this way. Let's do this, this, and this. Alright, and this next turn we should be able to kill All Might. I don't think we're going to get all 5+ ultras because we're going to do too much damage. But we'll see here how this ends up going. 15,000. Then we have Deku, so we'll watch it through this time. 79,000 damage from Deku with the Pierce. Honestly, not bad. Like, I think that went fairly well, right? I feel like we got a good amount of technicals, we got a good amount of status elements. It was a 6-turn clear. We got 17 crits, which isn't terrible. We had 15 technical hits. We had above and beyond on technical hits. We got 5+ ultra moves, so we got all the plus ultra moves we actually needed. And honestly, not terrible. That's a really good 6-turn clear score, 3,142. So the new Deku and Rody actually optimal, very, very good for VE Tower. You do have to run them alongside the right characters, obviously, but I think they're going to be upper level on the tier list, which finally feels good to say about a Deku in game. I almost feel like I should maybe do a showcase again for the new World Heroes missions updates on the previous characters because they all got buffed, right? But let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I think that like the World Heroes missions original Deku is actually going to be fairly decent for like VE Tower now because of his cooldowns, but you know, I will change them on the tier list. But let me know if you guys want to see a showcase on them down in the comments below. With all that said, let's go ahead and take a look at Ultra Arena and see how good this character is in Ultra Arena. Okay, so this is a team I run actually quite frequently on attack, but normally in Deku's spot I have the Fantasy Sue, and this team works really well because you have 3 AoE characters. Now it might not work as well here because I am running a character now who does not have AoE, and I will just reiterate once again, I don't think this Deku is going to be very good in Ultra Arena when it comes to a main slot, but in a sub slot on defense I feel like he can be decent there, so keep that in mind as you guys are watching the showcase. We might not win, we might get actually destroyed, but I had to pick a team with a Kirishima, that way they could draw aggro, and that way we could really see what Deku could do. So let's go ahead and do this. I don't believe any of these characters we're going up against are fully 130, but some of them probably are 120 based on the battle power that they had, right? So keep that in mind. They are probably, well, they are obviously a stronger team than me. If you guys saw the battle power, 430,000. I think my team had 499,000 they had. So yeah, we'll have to see how this ends up going for us. But if we can land any of our status elements, if we get the first turn like we do right here, it can make a big difference for us, right? So we're gonna go ahead and I think, what do we want to do? Stunning for 2 turns. The stunning and binding for 2 turns is actually really good, right? I think we're gonna save that skill though because he's not drawing aggro yet, right? So we're gonna use his first action skill second if Kirishima does end up drawing aggro. We're not gonna be able to stun Kirishima anyways, so it just works out better this way. All right, here we go. Oh, and we did bind him. That's massive. That's actually massive. Binding a Kirishima that early on for 2 turns is big for us. And it's fine that we got stunned because now we'll be able to obviously look at that. Our action skill is already back because of the auto skill that gives it back to you when you drop below a certain amount of health. So that is nice in a way. I thought this was supposed to bind for 2. Yeah, bind the opponent for 2 turns and decrease skill impact. Oh, you're right. I guess they nullified the status element. That's kind of annoying. Okay. Yeah, it is what it is. All right. So let's go ahead and what do we want to do here? He is drawing aggro, which is annoying. I think I said before he wasn't drawing aggro. I forgot how Kirishima worked for a second there. I don't know what was going on in my head. But anyways, yeah, we're going to go ahead and what do we want to do? Do we want to... there's no point in binding, right? Because they're just going to nullify it here. So I guess we go for the piercing shot. All right, let's see how it goes. Oh, we actually stunned him? Hello? Hello? Wait, what? Oh, okay, I guess, okay, so what, okay, math in my brain here. I'm guessing Uraraka removed his stun immunity somehow. No, he's immune to stun and fear. What? 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 You guys see this, right? It still says he's immune. I'm so confused. All right, anyways, we stunned him. I don't know what to make of that. I'm not gonna lie, but hey, we did it. Okay, well, we got first, third, and then fifth. Oh, that's rough. Probably gonna die to Uraraka, but we'll see here how this goes. Anyways, yeah, let's just do it. All right, here comes her attack. Probably kills our Uraraka, maybe our Deku. Nope. Okay. And Deku's dead. We don't even get to see his plus ultra, but yeah. Well, that's worth showing you guys in and of itself. We'll go ahead and forfeit this match and do another one, hopefully with a different team, and see what happens. But yeah, this is a perfect example of why he's just so hard to use in this meta. Like, just having single target attacks just does not cut it nowadays, with the ability to draw aggro, with the ability to do AoEs and stuff like that. He is going to be hard to use in Ultra Arena. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Okay, this team should be maybe a little bit easier to fight, potentially, but maybe not, because Compressed is equally as annoying as Deku, but they are a lower battle power overall, but they do have a UR plus Kirishima. But this will be our last match, regardless, using this team, using this character, because I really, as much as I want this Deku to be good, right, in Ultra Arena, I just, attack wise, there's better options right now, and that's the fact of the matter. But in terms of VE tower, this Deku is phenomenal. Very, 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 very good for VE tower, so keep that in mind, and it is worth pulling for VE tower alone. All right, so we'll go ahead and we'll do our stun, do this, and we'll, I guess, do piercing shot on Kirishima and see how it goes. We are going to, we should probably heal this time, because we are going to be going second. All right, let's do this. All right, there's the heal. It's annoying that the bind just takes effect for 2 turns. I was hoping we would avoid that, but it is what it is, right? See if we even get to see Deku do anything. Alright, 0 damage. As you can see, that piercing shot would be pretty helpful right now. Alright. I don't think, yep, we're definitely not going to be going first by any means. Alright, let's use our action skill, why not? He does do a decent amount of damage, 25,000 damage, right? He is going to be dead right here. So we didn't get to see a whole lot of him, and just another example of why you can't really run him over other characters here, because speed is a factor, and status elements, AoE status elements, you know, rule the game right now. So yep, that was the Deku showcase for Ultra Arena. I'm sorry if he's not what you wanted him to be, guys, but I'm not going to put on a fancy team that's going to make him look good, because really it's hard to make a fancy team that's going to make him look good for you guys. But that is kind of how I feel about him. So really good in VE Tower. I know I said this before, but I'll say it one more time. Really good in VE Tower. He'll be decent in PvP and a sub slot. On defense, bad on the main team. Okay, and that's kind of where I put him for right now. I'll have to see where I put him in a tier list later. But anyways, guys, that is the video. If you enjoyed the video, please go down there, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and thank you guys for watching. Peace.